Japanese longevity doctors have just issued a new morning routine warning that is spreading quickly through hospitals in Osaka and Kyoto, and it flips everything. Western wellness coaches have told people over 60 for decades. Magazines and fitness channels have promised that an energetic morning jumpstart keeps you youthful. But new clinical data from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology shows that 4 of the most common Western morning rituals are quietly draining mobility, weakening balance, and accelerating muscle loss by as much as 37% in adults past 60. The study followed 9,400 participants for 14 years and revealed something counterintuitive. The very routines that are supposed to wake you up are actually stressing your nervous system before your joints are even warm. Let's start with the first surprise, that glass of cold lemon water millions swear by. At 25, it might feel refreshing. After 60, it shocks the vagus nerve, tightening throat muscles and lowering core temperature just when the body needs warmth to loosen connective tissue. Japanese physicians call this the cold start effect, a reaction that delays circulation for up to 40 minutes. Instead, they begin the morning with a single sip of warm barley tea, which raises internal temperature by 1.2 degrees Celsius and prepares the fascia for gentle motion. Next, Komi's the Western wake-up stretch. You've seen it everywhere: hands overhead, back arched, quick spinal twist. It looks healthy, but Mr. Eye imaging from Kyoto University's biomechanics lab shows that sudden spinal extension after sleep compresses the lumbar discs at their weakest hydration level of the day between 6 and 8 a.m. Discs are swollen from nighttime reabsorption. Twisting them sharply can create micro tears that later manifest as chronic stiffness. That's why Japanese therapists begin with neck kubi turns, slow, circular motions done while still seated on the futon. 3 rotations. Deep breath, no rush. Mobility before intensity. The third Western habit is the early morning power walk. Fitness influencers call it fasted cardio. Japanese researchers call it fasted cortisol. Stepping outside before breakfast when blood sugar is low spikes stress hormones that thin the quadriceps and destabilize balance control. Osaka University's aging mobility department found that seniors who did brisk walks lost 18% more leg mass over 5 years than those who waited until after eating. The Japanese approach, Yororuki SS Lunder, walking in socks for 2 minutes to awaken proprioception before the body bears outdoor impact. And the fourth, the Western productivity ritual, checking the phone, news, or stock updates before standing up. Heart rate sensors in a 2023 Tokyo study showed a 42% increase in sympathetic activity within 90 seconds of screen exposure. That adrenaline spike tightens small stabilizer muscles around the spine, the same ones that protect balance during the first steps out of bed. Japanese elders avoid screens entirely until they've completed a breathing ritual called Senpi no Koki, 3 deep exhalations facing morning light. Here's the paradox. Western morning routines chase energy by force. Japanese longevity routines build energy by rhythm. Western culture worships intensity, the idea that harder, faster, earlier equals better. Yet the data keeps proving the opposite. The first 20 minutes after waking determine whether your joints glide smoothly or grind under tension the rest of the day. A single wrong movement at dawn can echo as pain by noon. That SY Kyoto. University clinicians now advise patients over 60 to perform what they call the 2-minute reset before breakfast. A ritual so simple it reverses the morning damage caused by those 4 habits. We'll break it down step by step soon. But first, ask yourself, which of these 4 routines do you start your day with? Because if even one appears in your morning, your body might already be aging faster than you think. Western fitness culture loves routine for good habits before 8 a.m. lists. High-energy coaches shouting for momentum. But as Tokyo gerontology experts now emphasize, consistency only works when it aligns with the body's circadian biology. Let us unpack each morning ritual and see how Japanese doctors quietly redesigned them for longevity rather than adrenaline. 1. The cold water wake-up. In Western wellness books, it's marketed as metabolic ignition. Yet laboratory thermography from a university shows that a cold water shock at dawn constricts capillaries by 23% for up to 18 minutes. Blood flow to muscles slows just when joint lubricant synovial fluid is supposed to reach optimal viscosity. The result is stiffness masquerading as freshness. Japanese hospitals teach anchi-akashibige in the day with warm tea sips and palm friction. Patients rub their hands together for 15 seconds, touch eyelids and knees, then drink. Core temperature rises blood pressure stabilizes, and oxygen delivery to extremities improves. Its activation through warmth, not shock. 2. The quick spine stretch. Western stretching tutorials often copy athletic warm-ups designed for young gymnasts. They forget that older discs retain 25% more nighttime fluid. When you arch backward or twist sharply, that extra fluid compresses nerve roots. In a 2022 Kyoto University trial, MRI images of seniors performing rapid spinal rotations showed microlesions in 37% of participants after only 2 weeks. Japanese rehabilitation centers start instead with Sanaka no Michi, the path of posture. Seated, eyes closed, gentle shoulder rolls, then a slow spine lengthening with exhale. It hydrates joints without creating sheer force. The movement looks almost motionless, yet electromyography proves it activates deep stabilizers Western stretching ignores. 3. The fasted power walk, a staple in Western dieting, but physiologically risky for elders. Without breakfast, cortisol spikes 60% higher, breaking down muscle protein to maintain glucose. Over months, this erodes the very tissue that keeps hips strong. The National Center for Geriatrics in Nagoya measured muscle mass loss in 600 adults practicing cardio average decline 12% per year. By contrast, those who performed Yuru Aruki Asa 2-minute indoor slow walking after a small meal gained balance and lowered cortisol within 10 days. Slow rhythm beats empty intensity every single time. 4. The digital shock. Checking emails or stock updates before standing seems harmless. But the brain doesn't know the difference between bad news and physical threat. Heart rate sensors at Tokyo Women's Medical University recorded adrenaline surges comparable to mild panic within 2 minutes of morning screen time. That spike tightens paraspinal muscles and shortens breath, raising fall risk in the first steps out of bed. The Japanese countermeasure is elegantly simple. Open the Sheiji window, breathe out 3 times toward the horizon, then look at natural light for 20 seconds. Senpo no Kuki shifts the nervous system back to parasympathetic.com, restoring coordination before movement begins. Here's the fascinating part. When researchers combined all 4 Western habits gold drink, quick stretch, fast walk, phone check, the cumulative stress raised morning blood pressure by 26%. When subjects replaced them with the 4 Japanese counterparts, circulation normalized within a week and joint stiffness scores dropped 41%. No supplements, no equipment, just order and pace. Kyoto Institute of Traditional Medicine calls this the morning rhythm principle. Warmth first, alignment second, nutrition third, connection fourth. Each stage prepares the next. Western culture reverses the adder stimulate first, align later, creating a day built on imbalance. Now think about what that means over years. Every harsh stretch, every icy gulp is a tiny subtraction from your reserve. The Japanese model, refined through decades of elder care, adds instead of subtracts. One routine fuels recovery, the other spends it. And that's why the Osaka team developed a single practice to reset everything, a 2-minute ritual that blends breathing, micro movement, and gentle temperature change. It's called Asa Re Setto, the morning reset. In part 3, you'll learn exactly how to perform it step by step, so your mornings build strength instead of stealing it. When Japanese doctors designed Asa Re Setto, the morning reset, they weren't trying to make another wellness trend. They were solving a problem they saw every day in patients over 16. Mornings that began with tension, ended with pain. This 2-minute ritual rebuilds that moment. It resets your nervous system, lubricates your joints, and primes your muscles for balance all before breakfast. Here's how it works. The first 30 seconds focus on breath and temperature. Sit at the edge of your bed, feet flat, spine neutral. Rub your palms together until you feel heat build between them. This reactivates microcirculation through the fingertips and forearms. Then cup those warm hands over your closed eyes and take 3 long exhales through the mouth like fogging a window. That breath lowers heart rate, wakes parasympathetic tone, and resets blood pressure that may have spiked overnight. Tokyo University researchers found that this single act reduced morning dizziness episodes by 34% among seniors in clinical trials. Next, the neck and spine sequence. With your eyes still closed, gently tilt your head forward until your chin touches your chest. Roll the shoulders backward, Hwanachichimi, as if drawing small circles with the tips of your shoulders. Each movement lubricates the cervical joints, which lose fluid fastest during sleep. When you inhale, lengthen your spine. When you exhale, Imagine your shoulders melting downward. Kyoto Institute calls this the Sanaka no Michibiki, guide in the back. Only 5 slow repetitions are enough to realign posture and ease the morning hunch that throws off balance later in the day. The third stage is soft activation. Place both palms on your thighs and press gently for 5 seconds. Engage in the quadriceps without standing. Release and repeat twice. This simple isometric pulse signals the body that it's time to bear weight. It's not strength training, it's conversation between mind and muscle. Osaka University gerontologists discovered that seniors who did just this seated pressure exercise every morning improved chair standability 18% within 3 weeks, even without gym workouts. Now comes the standing phase. Place your feet shoulder width apart, knees relaxed. Shift weight from heel to ball of foot slowly 3 times. Feel how your toes grip the floor. That tiny motion reawakens the proprioceptors, the sensors that tell your brain where your body is in space. Most falls happen because those sensors stay asleep after long rest. The Japanese call this waking the feet. For the final 30 seconds, join the elements. Inhale, gently lift your arms halfway like unfolding wings, and exhale while lowering them as if pressing warm air around your body. That completes the 2-minute reset. Nothing dramatic, no strain, yet measured through thermal imaging, muscle temperature rises 1.6 degrees Celsius. Oxygen saturation improves, and systolic blood pressure normalizes within 120 seconds. What happens after a month of this at Kyoto General Hospital's longevity ward? Patients who adopted Asa Re Setto every morning reported 47% fewer incidents of morning stiffness and 30% reduction in dizziness upon standing. But the real difference was independence. One 81-year-old participant described it simply: "I feel my morning belongs to me again." The brilliance of this practice isn't in its novelty, it's in its sustainability. You can perform it anywhere. Sitting, traveling, even before stepping into the shower. It demands no equipment, no discipline beyond 2 quiet minutes. And because it doesn't strain the body, you can do it every day without rest. That's the secret rhythm of Japanese longevity: gentle repetition, not heroic effort. Western routines burn energy like muscle. Japanese routines build energy like sunrisey, slow, steady. One protects your future mobility, the other borrows from it. Think about that. The next time you reach for your phone or rush into a cold shower, what if instead you paused for 2 minutes of warmth, breath, and alignment? Your mobility 20 years from now is being decided by the first 120 seconds of your morning. Choose the reset that keeps you walking freely when others slow down. Consistency beats intensity, always has, always will.